right? What are boundaries? And most people are familiar, if you're familiar at all with boundaries, you're familiar with them in relationships. So, a good way to, if you're new to this concept, a good way to think about boundaries is as a fence. So, imagine your home, or imagine just a home with a white picket fence. What that fence does is that fence says, this is my property and that is your property. Or this is my property and everything else is not my property. Even in your home, you have a front door, right? Your front door is a boundary saying, this is where you can't go, right? You can't go past this front door unless I open it and let you in. Okay, that's a boundary. It's a boundary for the home. So if you think about different kinds of fences, some people have fences that are like Fort Knox or that are like maximum security, where it's 10 feet high or 20 feet high and it's got barbed wire at the top, or their boundary is a brick wall that nobody's getting through. And then some people have boundaries that are non-existent, or the fence around their home is broken and it's not complete. There's sections completely missing and their boundaries are too loose. So the goal with boundaries is you want to have boundaries that say, this is me, this is mine, that's you, that's yours, and let it be clear. But also let them be flexible, because sometimes you want to let somebody else in and sometimes you want to go out and you want them to be a little bit flexible. Hey guys, what is up? Leaders, entrepreneurs, and influencers, welcome to I think it's episode 66 of the EQ for Entrepreneurs podcast. We are excited you guys are with us today. I keep saying it's us. It's just me. It's just me today, solo show. Um, Today, I'm excited about this topic today. So, we just got done with our monthly masterclass. We have a membership that we do on a monthly basis. It's called the Entrepreneurs Growth Lab, and it is awesome because we are taking this group of entrepreneurs and really teaching them how to apply the principles of emotional intelligence to their business. And tonight's topic was all about how to create boundaries in your business. Because, oh my gosh, you guys, we have seen this go bad a million different ways to Sunday. We have done it in our life where we have operated our business with no boundaries and we have had to experience the consequences of that. And so we want to help you avoid that. So I'm not going to give you everything that we gave to our members tonight, but I'm going to give you a little bit. This is Thursday, so it's going to be a little shorter episode. So I'm going to kind of keep it quick. I'm going to go through just a few of the things that we covered with them. But this will get you at least moving in the right direction of creating boundaries in your business. But first, I just got to tell y'all, we are creating this course for you, and it is going to be good. We're creating a course on emotional intelligence, and it's going to be an 8-week course, and we are going to deep dive into the 4 different quadrants of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, social management. But we're not just telling you about it, okay? It doesn't do you any good to just hear us tell you, hey, this is what EQ is, and this is how you grow your emotional intelligence. It doesn't do any good. You have to actually do the work. So guess what? That's what the course is. You're not just going to hear this is what it is, but you are going to dive in, and it's like you're taking a PhD course on you because you're going to learn all about yourself. And we have these curated exercises that you're going to get to do so that you are going to come out of that course and your EQ will have been accelerated. That's the name of it. We're calling it the EQ Accelerator because that's exactly what's happening. Anyways, we just finished recording the first 2 modules of it, which we're super excited about. So mark your calendar, September 21. September 21. It's going to be available. And we could not be more excited because the feedback that we get from people when they go through this training is that it is life changing. And the cool thing about growing your emotional intelligence is that it doesn't just help you. It doesn't just help your business. It overflows into everything. Every relationship you have will be enriched. Every area of your life will grow when you grow your emotional intelligence. So stay tuned because it's coming and it's going to be good. Okay, let's dive into the question at hand, how to create boundaries in your business. I think a good place to start is, what are boundaries? Right? What are boundaries? And most people are familiar, if you're familiar at all with boundaries, you're familiar with them in relationships. So, a good way to, if you're new to this concept, a good way to think about boundaries is as a fence. So, imagine your home, or imagine just a home with a white picket fence. What that fence does is that fence says, this is my property and that is your property. Or this is my property and everything else is not my property. Even in your home, you have a front door, right? Your front door is a boundary saying, this is where you can't go, right? You can't go past this front door unless I open it and let you in. Okay, that's a boundary. It's a boundary for the home. So if you think about different kinds of fences, some people have fences that are like Fort Knox, or that are like maximum security, where it's 10 feet high or 20 feet high and it's got barbed wire at the top, or their boundary is a brick wall that nobody's getting through. And then some people have boundaries that are non-existent, or the fence around their home is broken and it's not complete. There's sections completely missing and their boundaries are too loose. So the goal with boundaries is, you want to have boundaries that say, this is me, this is mine, that's you, that's yours, and let it be clear. But also let them be flexible, because sometimes you want to let somebody else in and sometimes you want to go out and you want them to be a little bit flexible. So, okay, how does that apply to business? And what is the point of applying that to business? Really good question. You guys, over the decades, we have made this mistake, and we have seen a lot of entrepreneurs make the mistake where they do not define boundaries in their business. And what happens when you don't have boundaries is, it just tends to take over. It tends to take over your life. It tends to take over your family. And it tends to feel like, I don't even know, like it's never going to end. You get on that. This is why people get on the hustle treadmill and they just start running, and they just start running faster. And they think the whole answer is to just go faster and just go faster and just go faster, or do more. The whole nebulous, I just need to do more. Or, yeah, I need to, or shiny object syndrome. Entrepreneurs are famous for this. Shiny, oh, I want, yes, that person said I should do that, so I'm going to do that. And that person said I should do this, so yes, let me do that. And now you find yourself spread in all different directions, trying to do everything, trying to do it all well. And what happens, where that road leads, and I'm just telling you from experience because we have done that. We have done that. We have been there, done that, got the t-shirt and got the 3-piece suit. It leads to burnout. And it leads to this, creating this monster of a business that's running you rather than you running it. You're serving the business rather than the business serving you. And I don't know about you, but that's not why we got in business. And so we finally had to realize, okay, we've got to create some boundaries in our business. So if you're new to this, let me just give you a few. Again, we just spent almost 2 hours with the folks that we're coaching on this. So I'm just going to give you a snippet of what it was, but this will get you started in the right direction. Okay, number one, what are some areas where you need to set some boundaries? Okay, what are some areas where you need to set some boundaries? Maybe it's around your time, right? Maybe it's around the time that you're spending on your business, or the time that you're spending on social media, or the time that you're spending doing whatever. Maybe it's your morning routine, or maybe you're just not very disciplined with your time and you're not getting things done. Okay, maybe it's time. Maybe it's with money. Okay, again, this shiny object syndrome, I could call it shiny course syndrome or shiny guru syndrome, right? Where you would tend to think, oh, if I took that course, no, I need that course, and now I need to buy that, and now I need to buy that. And you're just spending all this money buying all this stuff, but you don't really know what you want. You don't know why you're doing it. And so it just is kind of a waste of time, or you're listening to everybody. Trust me, there's a million people out there who have a great idea to sell you. There's a million of them. Okay, you can find a guru on every corner that will sell you their thing that's going to help you make your millions, right? Boundaries. You've got to figure out who you need to listen to, when you need to listen to them, why, and then discipline yourself to just do that and not do 500 other things. Boundaries around social media. Okay, so that's question number one. What are some areas where you know you need to set some boundaries? Question number two. Are you happy with what you're building right now and how you're building it? Why or why not? And you guys, this is important. This is important. You know, do you have an overall level of happiness and satisfaction with what you're even doing? Because I know for us, for so long, we were just in the mode of, I don't have to like it. I just have to get it done because I want a result. Right. And there is an element of truth to that. There's an element of truth in business and in life. There are things that you just have to do that you don't like because it just needs to be done. Okay. That's just reality. However, this is your life, right? This is your life. And what you don't want to do is spend your whole life doing something that you're miserable and you dislike and you're just kind of slogging because you think one day at some point you're going to get to some end result and then you're going to be happy. That's not how this works, right? That's not how any of this works. So what we had to do is we had to step back and say, oh, wow, I should actually think about, am I even enjoying the journey? Am I enjoying this journey? Am I having happiness and satisfaction along the way, or am I relegating happiness to someday down the road? Because I don't want to waste my life. I don't want to spend my whole life wishing for someday and waiting for someday and refusing to live now because of someday that I'll get some kind of end result. No, we had to make some changes. And that was a boundary for us, was that we're not going to live unhappy lives so that one day we can have some kind of end result. We had to make some adjustments. All right. I think that was 2. Number 3. What are some things you have been doing or you are doing or you have done that you never want to do again? That quite frankly, you're just kind of done. You're like, you know what? I don't like that. That was miserable. I know I was told I should do that because that would work or because that would get me a certain result, but I just don't like that. I'm not good at it and maybe it's working for you and maybe it's not. What are those things? Because you guys, if you don't define them, if you don't define, hey, these are the things that I just don't ever want to do it again. The reason we keep doing the same things over and over again, whether we really despise them or not, is because we think that if we just do it long enough that it's going to get us a goal, which it might, but we also think it's the only way to get there. I'm here to tell you, there is no one way. I mean, there are a few. There are a few things in life that there's only one way to get there, right? There's a few. But in business, when it comes to business, typically there's not. There's a lot of different ways that you can have a successful business. There's a lot of different ways that you can get new clients or you can get new partners or you can get a new team. There's a lot of different ways that you can make sales. There's a lot of different ways to get your message out there. There is no one way. So if the way you're doing things is making you absolutely miserable, guess what? You have permission to change. You have permission to go out and say, okay, I think I need to figure out something different here. And those are going to be things that are going to help you create boundaries. Maybe you just don't want to miss any more of your kids' soccer games, right? And maybe that's a boundary for you. You know what? That's what I have been sacrificing going to watch my kid play soccer for the last 5 years, and I don't want to do it anymore. That's awesome. Set the boundary, because once you set the boundary, guess what? You figure it out. You figure out how to make it work and how to make that work in your business and in your life. Okay, number 4. Oh, I got to go fast. Number 4. What are some thought processes or mindsets that have been limiting you that you're ready to shed? Oh, have you ever thought about boundaries with your mind? Boundaries with the things that you think and the things that you think are true that you've never questioned. We all have them. I promise you've got some. You've got some things that you think are true, some things that you think are necessary for success that you have not questioned. I want to challenge you to question them. Question them. Maybe they need to go. Maybe you need to shed them and be done with it and create some new ones. Create some boundaries around your mindset. Question some of those things. And then identify what is the thing that scares you the most about questioning them, right? I uncovered a lot of stuff that I realized, oh, I've just got to change that when I started addressing, well, why do I think that? And why am I continuing to think that? Because if I changed it, it might feel scary because it's new and different, but it opens up a whole new realm of possibilities. Okay. Last one. What is enough? Define enough. Define enough. Here's what entrepreneurs do. It is so easy for us to turn into the entrepreneur donkeys, right? And the donkey that's got the stick attached to its back with a carrot, dangling a carrot out front of him. And the donkey just keeps going and plodding along, chasing that carrot, because in the entrepreneur mind, we haven't ever defined enough. We haven't defined what's enough time. We haven't defined what's enough money, what's enough travel, what's enough vacation. And so by default, we just think it's more. It's just more. Whatever it is, it's just more. It's more than I have right now. It's more than it's more. It's just more. It's more. And so we get on that hustle treadmill and we start walking, and then we start running, and then we hit what we thought was going to be enough, and we think, oh, this isn't enough. And so we keep going, and it's more and more and more. How excited are you to keep going to keep chasing after a goal that you're never going to hit? Because you realize this, you'll never get more. That's not an attainable goal. More is not even an attainable goal. You'll never get there. And what happens is the Bible has a verse, hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. And when you have a goal that you'll never reach, that's called hope deferred, and you get heart sick. And there's a lot of heart sick people in the world right now. A lot of heart sick entrepreneurs because they're chasing after more. And they don't even know why they're chasing it. They're just continuing to do it, and they never let themselves enjoy what they currently have. And they start to resent the process because they're like, why am I doing this? How am I ever going to get there? And it starts to feel hopeless. So there you have it. There's a couple tips. I think I gave you five tips on how to start creating boundaries in your business. Thank you for listening. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Please review. If you're getting some value from this, please share this. Leave us a rating. Leave us a comment. You can follow us on social media. We're EQ for Entrepreneurs pretty much almost everywhere. So, but we appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.